Hey everybody from Summer School Biology, this is Mrs. Peachy, and I'm going to start here today talking a bit about our class expectations and our core philosophy. Now, I don't really like to pass out syllabi. I find that if I give you a printed sheet of paper with a whole bunch of rules and expectations and everything else written there, that it pretty much might get read once, or more than likely will just get tossed in the trash. So I thought I would just take a couple of minutes to kind of go through what I expect of you this summer. So we're only together 3 weeks if you have just one semester, and 6 if you're lucky enough to have 2. But essentially, respect is what I expect between each other, as well as from you to me and me to you. So the ways that we show respect are making sure you're on time to class and you're on time from breaks. Now, not only is that a show of respect, but it is in fact one of the major summer school rules, and you need to make sure you follow that. Be honest. It's very important that you submit your work to me and you're honest about what you can and can't do. It's okay if you can't figure something out. That's what you're here to learn. And if it comes down to it, there's always chances to learn a second time. But what I never want to see is you trying to submit something that's not your own, because that's not honest and that's not a representation of what you know. Be careful, and I say that as a science teacher where we will work in laboratory settings. It's important that you use caution and care around lead equipment so that you don't get harmed, so that others don't get harmed around you, and so that expensive equipment doesn't get broken. And be helpful. We are a small class, so it's very important that we help each other out. If somebody doesn't understand something, I want us to feel comfortable enough with each other that we can problem solve or help that person understand. Sometimes, I try my best to teach things, but sometimes it takes the perspective of another student for true understanding to take place. So expectations. We will hopefully be doing all the work in Google Classroom, assuming that Chromebooks are available all the time, which is what I'm planning for. And you will have enough time in class to make sure all your work is due the same day. There will not be homework, and so I will not expect you to do anything outside of class. But I do expect you to use your time wisely in class so that you can accomplish the goals for the day. Learning is more important than anything. Learning supersedes grades. And in fact, if you learn, the grades will come. So what I want to see is that you can show me you understand. Whether that is, through written expression, just telling me, or showing me, I want to see that you understand what it is we are covering. You may use notes only on quizzes and tests. I put the wrong emphasis there. You can use notes only on quizzes and tests. You can't use your book, so take notes. Make sure you write down key points. Vocabulary is so important. I really want you to understand the concepts. To me, that's more important than memorizing facts. But that being said, biology has a ton of specific vocabulary that is, you need to have that language to be able to understand what's going on. So we're going to spend a lot of time focusing on the vocab. I emphasize this again, use care with lab equipment and follow safety rules. Anytime we will be using lab facilities, I will make sure to go through the safety rules before we begin. And we'll kind of talk about that on a case-by-case basis. Some labs will require you to wear safety glasses, some labs will not. Some might require you to wear plastic gloves, some will not. So it just kind of depends on what materials we're working with. And it is the expectation that I have everybody pass this course. Unless you don't do what you're supposed to do, there should be no reason why you can't pass. So I expect that when we come to the end of the 3 weeks, everybody in here will have a passing grade, and I hope everybody in here has at least a C, because I think you are all capable of that. And finally, the way in which points are allocated. I think tests and quizzes are what is intended to show me what you know. And so as that type of an assessment, it has high value. It's worth 40%. Projects and labs. Conducting lab investigations is very key in science, as is research. And so those two are heavily weighted as well at 40%. And the rest of everything I just put under daily work. It can be a variety of different things. So that's the remaining 20% of your grade. As far as these percentages go, while they are strict, what you turn into me can be revised. You can make corrections. You can, resubmit sometimes. So again, learning is more important than anything, and I want to see that you've learned. And giving you enough and moving on does not accomplish that goal. So that's pretty much it. Again, my name is Mrs. Peachy, and we'll talk a bit more about myself in class, but that is our class expectations and our core philosophies. I hope you guys have an excellent semester. Thank you.